This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Always a pleasure, Mr. Dean Whyte. We always catch up, we always do a good interview, and then you go, what platform do you work for? And I'm like, Dean, come on, man.
There's a bit of banter. It's all tongue-in-cheek, you know. It's all good. Look, you're a good fella. You've been around the block here and there, many different platforms. So I was questioning because you motherfucking hoes who keep tripping and going to different channels. We don't know who you're with. No, I'm joking.
Dean, how's things, bro?
Things are, okay, somewhat. We're just here. We're just slowly adapting to life as it is, and just moving on, man. I'm trying to get out a little bit more, try and come to these stuff, but it's, a bit time to breathe and live and just try and crack on a little bit somewhat. But yeah, we're here.
I was going to say, now into 2023. Always time to reflect. I know obviously it would have been difficult towards the end of 2022, but I know you always try and take everything forward with the best of character, and now looking at 2023 with the most positive mindset possible.
And that's all we can do. It's been a tough one, and it still is a tough one, challenging. But we've got good things to look forward to this year, especially in the work-wise in boxing. And we got some title fights, Black Box Global. We're doing what I set out to do, give guys the opportunities with our platform to build, grow immensely into championship fighters. And, by the grace of God, we've done that and we're doing that and we're going to continue to do that through 2023, man, you know what I mean? Amen. Melissa
is someone that I will always name drop to you. She always raves about your shows, and I'm looking forward to getting to be able to come down to one. They're progressing, like you say, you're sorting titles and stuff. The production value's good. More of the same, just keep working and improving.
Exactly. We've got a new venue in Kent we're going to be using as well. So we've added another venue, and then eventually we're going to go probably out of London as well. So, the world's our oyster, man. We've got a show every month throughout the whole of 2023 up to July. So we are busy, and that's what we want to do. I want to be busy. I want to do stuff in the remembrance of my son and keep myself busy, and just keep the beacon shining for him, you know what I mean?
Respecting
as well, because ultimately it's for the fans and the guys that fight and so on.
It's nice to hear that. We're here for Beterbiev Yarde. Anthony Yarde has a big challenge ahead of him, but one that he and his team are eagerly confident that they can do. We're talking a pound-for-pound great here in Artur Beterbiev, one that hardcores feel really blessed to see on UK shores. How do you see this fight going Saturday night?
He is a talent. Obviously, he's a wrecking ball, so people should be. Over the years, we've watched him in his destructive manner, beating 7 lumps out of many people. Not even many. 19 fights, 19 knockouts. So, everybody. So, Saturday night, as most would, are leaning towards him as the unified champion, as a stellar pedigree amateur with his background. They are going to be leaning to him. We understand Anthony Yarde and his team are confident in his ability. I mean, for him, like I said, I believe he's an overachiever coming from where he's come from. No amateur fights, no white collar fights, coming in, fighting at this level. What an amazing achievement. If he can pull off the win, which I'd like him to do, that would be a swan song, and that would be just like a fairy tale ending in terms of his defining his career. Does he do it? I'm not sure. Saturday night we'll know. He has the ability. He has the mental capacity. I heard him talking about 2020 in COVID, his family, a few members passed, and him fighting Linden and wasn't really there. Understanding grievance, him going through that, I understand, that was a hell of a thing for him to do. We must give him credit. But yet again, there are levels in this game, and Saturday night we're going to see what actual level he is. So it's going to be interesting, and I wish him well. I believe he possesses power, he's got skill. So it's going to be interesting if he catches Beterbiev on the chops, what happens, and does he take that shot? As we saw, he isn't Superman. He's been flawed before. Callum Johnson flawed him. So it's going to be interesting.
A lot said in the build-up, but how far would this rank in terms of upset wins on UK territory for a British fighter? Obviously, he goes in as a big underdog, but it would be monumental.
I think it would be huge. huge. I don't know how huge, but huge when you're going back in upsets, because this is a man that's, he's getting on though, he's 38, but this is a man that was, an Olympian, he's done everything. Great record, over 100 and 10 fights as an amateur. Now he's got this amazing record and amazing 100% knockout streak. Let's not forget. So this is not going the distance, guys. We must understand. Anthony Yarde, to win, I believe he probably should need a stoppage because, does he outbox him? I'm not so sure. Someone like Beterbiev and Bivol have great boxing pedigree, got great distance control, great jab. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Just a few more. I don't want to take up too much of your time. April 1, Anthony Joshua looks to return. We expect it to be on the DAZN pay-per-view against Jermaine Franklin. We saw Jermaine obviously gave Dillian a tough test. Some people had it either way. Dillian obviously left the victor that night, but Jermaine sort of showed his class, cemented himself on the world level. Is this a good fight for Anthony Joshua next?
Jermaine put his name in the mix by putting up such a great performance. But I would say Dillian showed his championship, showed his experience by winning the championship rounds to win the fight. But obviously now, but this has earned Franklin this fight. So in a yardstick to gauge, this is a great fight for Joshua to build that confidence, to see, if he can better what Dillian done, and going into a summer fight with Dillian and Joshua, see who delivers a better fight against Franklin. I mean, it's amazing.
Francis Ngannou no longer with the UFC. I know Dillian, someone who's a bad man, he'd be happy to fight in a cage, in a bare knuckle, in a ring, whatever. But I imagine that's something Dillian will maybe look to entertain in terms of a fantasy fight down the line.
Me and him had an argument a couple of days last week about this. Cause I said, "Pussy, you feel like you're better than everyone. Hopefully kick out the whole inside of your leg, boy, with low kicks. Because we come from Muay Thai. So it's going to be interesting. He loves to fight. And he said, "Nah, man, Pussy, you think I'm you? I'm going to kill that man." So I was laughing. So it's interesting, though. I know he wants it and he's raring if the opportunity comes. I think it's a good fight if it was a stand-up Muay Thai fight, if they've done that. I think it's a good fight in MMA. Obviously, Francis Ngannou is not the best wrestler, but obviously he's been competing more wrestling than Dillian. But all Dillian has to do is train. As long as given a long enough time, you've got to try and deal with sprawls and so on. But in a boxing fight, I just think it's not really going to be a good fight for Ngannou. Yes, he has punch power, but you have to hit the target. Dillian's got world-class jab, great movement. I don't believe Ngannou's movement is going to be as good as Dillian's. But it's interesting. When you've got that kind of power, it's just heavyweight boxing, as we call it.
Just finally, gut feeling, do you believe that Fury Usyk is next? And if so, if they get everything over the line, site deals, Saudi, the Middle East, whatever, is Tyson Fury the victor in that fight, or do you believe that Usyk can do it?
Belly's going to get him. So Usyk, you better watch out. Belly's coming for you, mate. He's a cheeky git. He says, "Belly, where are you?" Fucking cunt.
Dean Whyte, always a pleasure. Thank you, brother. All the best. Look forward to seeing you soon.